Here's a hard truthing: not everyone who walks away is meant to stay. But what if their leaving isn't a rejection? What if it's a gift? Think about this. How many times have you bent over backward trying to hold on to someone who was already halfway out the door? You texted, called, explained yourself over and over, desperately hoping to convince them to stay. And yet nothing changed. You were left exhausted, doubting your worth, and questioning what you could have done differently. But here's the twisting: people pulling away isn't always about you. Sometimes, it's about clearing space for the right connections, for the relationships that are mutual, fulfilling, and real. So, why chase those who don't choose you? Why fight for people who don't fight for you? Maybe, just maybe, letting go is the first step to holding on to yourself. It's easy to take someone pulling away as a personal attack. You might replay every interaction, dissect every word, and ask yourself, what did I do wrong? But the truth is, people pull away for reasons that often have little to do with you. Sometimes, people step back because they're dealing with battles you can't see. They may be struggling with their own fears, insecurities, or unresolved issues. Their withdrawal might be a defense mechanism, a way to protect themselves from vulnerability or emotional connection. It's not about you, it's about their journey. Other times, people distance themselves because they've outgrown the relationship or realized they're on a different path. As painful as it feels, this is natural. Relationships evolve. Some are meant to last a lifetime, while others are seasonal, teaching us lessons before they fade. And then there are those who pull away because they're simply not invested. Harsh, yes, but understanding this is liberating. When someone shows you where they stand, through their actions, not their words, they're giving you clarity. And clarity is a gift, even when it hurts. It's also worth noting that holding on to someone who doesn't want to stay can have long-term consequences. You end up compromising your values, self-respect, and emotional well-being. You might even become someone you don't recognize, all because you're trying to force a connection that's no longer there. Think about it this way: you wouldn't chase someone who dropped their seatbelt mid-flight. You'd trust that the turbulence isn't yours to control and focus on keeping yourself secure. The same logic applies to relationships. When someone pulls away, they're showing their priorities. Respect their choice and redirect your energy toward what serves you. But let's be clear. This isn't about blaming those who leave or labeling them as villains. Everyone has the right to step back, to prioritize themselves, or to seek what makes them happy. It's not wrong, it's human. What's important is how you respond. You can't control someone's actions, but you can control your reaction. And here's where the real power lies: when you stop chasing those who pull away, you shift the narrative. You move from, "Why don't they want me?" to, "What do I want for myself?" That's when you reclaim your power, your confidence, and your peace. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about recognizing what, and who, deserves your energy. When someone pulls away, let them go. Not as an act of defeat, but as an act of self-respect. Let's not sugarcoat this: letting go is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. It's painful, raw, and uncomfortable. The urge to hold on, to keep texting, to explain yourself one more time, to cling to hope that things will go back to the way they were, is strong. We're wired to seek connection, not lose it. When someone pulls away, it feels like rejection, and rejection hurts. It pokes at your insecurities and whispers lies like, "You're not good enough," or "You'll never find someone better." But here's the truth: rejection is rarely about your value. It's about alignment. What's meant for you will never require you to beg, chase, or compromise who you are. Still, the emotional challenge is real. You'll grieve, not just the person, but the version of yourself you were with them. Maybe they saw a side of you no one else did. Maybe they understood you in ways that felt rare. Losing that connection can make you feel like a piece of yourself is missing. But here's the thing: you're not missing. You're still here. You've always been whole. Sometimes we give people so much of ourselves that when they leave, it feels like they've taken parts of us with them. But they didn't. They can't. Everything you need is within you. Letting go also means confronting your fears. The fear of being alone. The fear of starting over. The fear that you'll never feel that same spark again. These fears are valid, but they're not facts. They're stories your mind tells to keep you in your comfort zone. Even if that comfort zone is painful, to move forward, you have to rewrite those stories. Instead of saying, "I'll never find someone like them," remind yourself, "I deserve someone who stays, someone who chooses me fully." Instead of thinking, "I'm not enough," affirm, "I am worthy of love, respect, and connection." Words matter. The way you speak to yourself shapes the way you heal. Another challenge is resisting the urge to seek closure. You want answers. You want them to tell you why they left or what you could have done differently. But sometimes, closure doesn't come from the person. It comes from you. It comes from accepting that their decision doesn't define your worth. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel angry, confused, or heartbroken. These emotions are part of the process. But don't let them consume you. Don't let them stop you from seeing the opportunities ahead, the chance to grow, to rediscover yourself, and to create space for something better. Remember this: letting go doesn't mean you didn't care. It doesn't mean the connection wasn't real. It means you're choosing yourself. You're choosing peace over chaos, respect over desperation, and love over fear. And that's powerful. As you navigate this emotional challenge, take it one day at a time. Some days will feel lighter than others, and that's okay. Healing isn't linear, but every step you take toward letting go is a step toward freedom. Here's where everything shifts, and when you let go of what's not meant for you, you make space for what is. It's not just a glitch, it's the truth. Letting go is an act of courage, and with courage comes transformation. Think about a cluttered closet. When it's stuffed with old clothes you don't wear anymore, there's no room for anything new. It's the same with relationships and connections. If you keep holding on to people who don't add value to your life, there's no room for those who will. When you let go, you reclaim your power. You stop waiting for others to validate you. You stop trying to force people to stay. Instead, you start focusing on yourself, on your growth, your happiness, and your future. That's where the real magic happens. The power of letting go lies in its ability to bring clarity. When you're no longer consumed by chasing or holding on, you can see things for what they are. You realize which relationships are mutual and which are one-sided. You recognize the difference between being loved and being used, and you start to trust yourself again. Your instincts, your boundaries, your worth. But here's the best part: letting go doesn't just transform your relationships, it transforms you. It teaches you resilience. It shows you that you can survive, even thrive, without the people you thought you couldn't live without. It reminds you that you're stronger than you give yourself credit for. Letting go also shifts your perspective on rejection. Instead of seeing it as a failure, you start to view it as redirection. Maybe the person who pulled it wasn't meant to stay because they weren't aligned with your purpose. Maybe their departure is leading you towards something better. A relationship, an opportunity, or a version of yourself you haven't met yet. This doesn't mean the process is easy. It takes strength to release what feels familiar, even when it's no longer serving you. But the more you practice letting go, the more you realize that what's truly meant for you will never require you to fight so hard to keep it. And here's a surprising truth: when you let go of people who pull away, you often find that your life becomes lighter. You stop carrying the weight of relationships that drain you. You stop feeling like you have to prove your worth. You start attracting people who value you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. Letting go also helps you rediscover your independence. You remember that your happiness doesn't depend on anyone else. It's something you create for yourself, through your choices, your mindset, and your actions. And when you embrace this independence, you become unstoppable. So, what does letting go look like in practice? It means setting boundaries. It means unfollowing the person who keeps pulling away. It means saying no to relationships that don't feel right. It means choosing yourself even when it's hard. And most importantly, it means trusting that what's ahead is better than what you're leaving behind. The power of letting go is transformative. It's the moment you realize that you don't need anyone else to complete you, because you're already whole. It's the moment you stop settling for less and start reaching for more. It's the moment you choose to live fully, freely, and fearlessly. When someone pulls away, let them go. Not because you're weak, but because you're strong. Strong enough to know your worth. Strong enough to walk away from what doesn't serve you. And strong enough to trust the best is yet to come. Letting go isn't just about release, it's about rebuilding. Once you've let someone go, the next step is focusing on yourself. This is where the real work begins. The work of rediscovering who you are without of their presence in your life. First, acknowledge the empty space they've left behind. It's natural to feel a void when someone pulls away, especially if they were a big part of your life. But here's the thing: emptiness isn't a bad thing. It's an opportunity. It's a blank canvas waiting for you to paint something new. Start by reconnecting with yourself. What brings you joy? What are your passions, dreams, and goals? When was the last time you did something purely for you, without worrying about anyone else's opinions or expectations? Take this time to explore what lights you up, what makes you feel alive. Rebuilding also means investing in self-care. And no, self-care isn't just bubble baths and spa days. It's creating a life that feels good on the inside, not just looks good on the outside. It's setting boundaries, saying no to what drains you, and saying yes to what fuels you. It's prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical health. One of the most powerful ways to rebuild is to surround yourself with the right people. Letting go of someone who pulled away creates space for relationships that are supportive, nurturing, and uplifting. Seek out friends, family, and communities that make you feel seen, heard, and valued. These are the connections that remind you of your worth and help you grow. Another key part of rebuilding is shifting your mindset. Letting go can sometimes leave you feeling like you've lost control, but in reality, you've gained freedom. You've freed yourself from the need to chase, prove, or fix. And with that freedom comes the chance to focus on what you can control, your actions, your thoughts, and your future. Use this freedom to set new goals and create a vision for your life. Maybe you want to focus on your career, start a new hobby, or travel to places you've always dreamed of. Whatever it is, make it about you. This is your time to shine, to grow, and to thrive. But let's be real, rebuilding doesn't happen overnight. There will be days when you miss the person who pulled away. There will be moments when you question if you made the right decision by letting go. And that's okay. Healing isn't about never feeling pain, it's about learning to move through it. When those moments come, remind yourself of why you let go. Remind yourself of the peace you've gained, the clarity you found, and the opportunities ahead. Remind yourself that you deserve relationships that are mutual, fulfilling, and real. As you rebuild, don't forget to celebrate your progress. Every small step you take, whether it's setting a boundary, prioritizing your needs, or simply getting through the day, is worth acknowledging. Celebrate the person you're becoming, the strength you're finding, and the freedom you're embracing. Finally, trust the process. Rebuilding isn't a straight path, but every twist and turn is leading you somewhere better, somewhere brighter, somewhere that feels like home. When someone pulls away, let them go. Then turn your focus inward. Rebuild your life, rediscover your worth, and reignite your passion. Because this isn't the end of your story, it's the beginning of a new chapter, one that's written entirely by you. Letting go is not about losing, it's about gaining clarity, self-respect, and the freedom to move forward. When someone pulls away, it may feel like the end, but in reality, it's the beginning of something better, something stronger, something truer. Think about this ease. Every person who walks away from your life creates space for someone who truly belongs. Every closed door redirects you toward an open one. And every moment of heartbreak carves out room for growth, resilience, and transformation. So, when they pull away, let them go. Don't chase. Don't beg. Don't lose yourself trying to hold on to someone who's already chosen to leave. Instead, choose yourself. Choose peace. Choose to believe that what's meant for you will always find its way to you. Let this moment be a turning point, a declaration that you will no longer settle for less than you deserve. A promise to yourself that you'll embrace the people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your worth and values. As you walk away from what no longer serves you, hold your head high. Walk with confidence, knowing that you are enough, just as you are. Know that the right connections, the ones that are meant for you, will never require you to sacrifice your peace or your self-respect. Before you go, I want to leave you with this thought: letting go isn't the end of your story. It's the start of a new one. A story where you are the hero, where you reclaim your power, and where you create a life that feels like freedom. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that subscribe button, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and leave a comment about your own journey of letting go. Let's build a community of strength, resilience, and self-worth together. And remember, when they pull away, let them go. Not as a loss, but as a step toward everything you're meant to gain.